We have a picture from the moment we met.
We do.
I was doing a seminar for a couple thousand people for 14 days, 12 hours a day, full tilt. And we do people's blood in advance. We do all these stats because we also help them with their diet because the blood's the river of life, it shows you. So I went and took a class on microscopy and Sage had been through that class. And when I went there, I was so blown away that I hired 30 people to come and do this for 2,000 people.
Wow.
And so I went down that day and I thought, man, they're gonna get a big day, but I'm gonna go 18, 20-hour days.
Yeah.
Let's see what my blood looks like at the end of this. And I literally walked down the stairs and I came by thousands of my guests there and my security guards are breaking me through and waving to people. And I get in the room and I look up and I make eye contact with her. And I was not looking for a relationship at that point. I'd had some negative experience of feeling like no freedom, no choice, no love. And our eyes met and literally everybody's watching because they didn't know I was single. And I walked straight across the room to her and she rose up and I said, "You are so beautiful." I said, I mean,
No way.
No, but I said, but I wasn't a line. I never said it to anybody. I said, "You're inside beautiful." And she was totally quiet, which is the last time she was quiet except for right now.
I'm just sitting here.
Teasing you. And I said, "Well, what's your name?" And her birth name is Bonnie Pearl. She said, "Bonnie." And I said, "Bonnie," I said, "You're a beautiful soul." I said, "I hope our paths cross again." I didn't ask for a number and do anything. And we left, and one of my security guards, still one of my security guards 25 years later, and he's like, "Wow, she was hot." And we're like, "No, she wasn't hot." It was like, I just felt her spiritual connection. Then I saw her again at the end of the program, and we're doing this world-breaking 40-foot firewalk at the very end under the stars in Hawaii, and she shows up in my line. She barely had any experience whatsoever, right? But I looked at her and I said, "We should connect again." She goes, "Okay." And she was dyslexic, so she gave me her room, and I said, "Okay, I'll follow up with you." And we got in state, and then she stormed across the fire like, nobody's business. And then at the end of the program, I went to go see her because I was going to connect with her.
I was staying in a room with 5 other women, and I accidentally transposed the numbers, so I gave him the wrong room number.
Oh, wow.
So I knock on the door, and
Good for
five went up the door, and they're not her. I'm like, "Tony!" And I'm like, "Oh, no, this is not what I want." And so I came back to the area where the blood was, and I think I'm going to do one more blood thing at the end, see how I'm doing. And she was there, and we connected and exchanged emails, and then we spent a year as friends. I was out, actually,
We were the best of
I'd been
friends.
divorced, just got divorced, and I was dating for the first time in 14 years. And I would call her and we'd have these conversations till like
He
6,
would
7
call
o'clock.
me on his way to the date. He'd
No
go on
way.
the date, and then he'd call me after the date. And we just had such a level of just sharing and transparency and vulnerability and friendship. And there's just such an ease with one another.
Yeah.
That's, like a coming home.
And it's 25 years later, and I love this woman 10 times more than I even did then. And I thought she was the greatest thing in the world then.
Wow.
So that's the truth.
We've lived a lot of life.
We've lived a lot of life. Been able to serve together, love together, and build a family together. It's
And
just
grow
really
together.
exciting. Grow massively.
We've grown up together.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and continue to. Life
right.
continues to school us all.
Without a doubt.